One of the biggest mistakes of my life that I've done this. I've lived with the regret for so many years, and I just want to know the truth.
Now, these are my next guests, Briana and her now ex-boyfriend, Justin, when they were in love in the 10th grade. How about that? 9 years after that photo was taken, they hit a rough patch, and Briana admits she had an affair. Just weeks later, Briana was shocked to learn that she was pregnant with her now 2-year-old daughter, Madison. Now Briana is terrified that if Justin is proven not to be Madison's father, her little girl will grow up without a dad. So now joining us from Mullins, South Carolina is Briana. You're terrified about these results, aren't you?
Yes, Maury, I really am. I need Justin to be her father.
Why are you so doubtful that he is the father?
There's a really slim chance. I was with another man, and I was with the other man probably a lot more than I should have been. And she looks nothing like Justin at all, really. See, when she was little, I used to think I could see some similarities when she was first born and a baby, and some family members said she looked like some of his family members. But now I really don't see it anymore.
Do you see the other guy?
The other guy's family member has a child that looks identical to my daughter. Identical. They look identical. So
you think that she could be without a father because the other guy would not be in her life?
The other guy is not father fit to be in her life, Maury. I don't want him in her life, to be honest with you. I don't want him in her life.
So let's go back and talk about this history. You all were high school sweethearts.
Yes, we were. We were each other's first, everything.
And you have an older child.
Yes, we do. We have a 7-year-old or he'll be 7 in April, a little boy.
And then you kind of split up, right?
We were still together during the incident, but, we hit a rocky path and we had some difficulties and I stepped out.
How did he hear about it?
We had a mutual friend who the guy I was having the affair with told, and then that mutual friend went to Justin and told Justin.
And what happened when he saw you?
Well, honestly, he walked in the other room and he messaged me through Facebook Messenger and asked me if it was true. And I told him it was true. And then things went downhill from there.
Took matters into my own hands at that point.
Justin, what was your reaction when you found out that she had slept with him?
Oh, I was furious. Furious. Most rage I've ever felt in my life.
And then what happened? Because she was pregnant around that time, right?
Yes, we figured out a couple weeks later that she was pregnant.
Do you think you're Madison's father?
I'm very, very doubtful. I'm hopeful, but doubtful.
And is it all because of the way she looks?
No, it's nothing to do with the way that she looks. It's just the timing.
Let me ask you this, Justin. You all are not together now, right?
No, we're not.
We've been split up for a while now, a little over a year.
And is this why you all split up?
No,
it was
really.
It was the domino that set everything into effect, Maury. I mean, you knock over a domino and one thing leads to another. At the end of the day, it'll knock them all over.
Justin got into
take one
partying.
out.
That was more important than anything to him. It's why we split up.
His partying?
Yeah, he got into a partying stage.
Justin, were you around during the pregnancy or not?
Oh, yeah. I was at all the ultrasounds. I went to all the doctor meetings.
He didn't go to all the
appointments.
You did not go to all the appointments. He did go to the
I was at all the main ones anyway. All the main ones, the ultrasound, the heartbeat. I was there whenever she was born. Hell, I held her hand during the pregnancy, knowing that there was a high possibility, during birth, knowing that she was a high possibility that
but
she
hasn't been here in the last year. Hasn't done anything for them in the last year. Not $5, nothing.
You can't help nobody till you can help yourself. I had to leave out and get my mind straight.
Briana.
You work. You have a full-time job.
What did Justin promise you at the hospital?
When we found out I was pregnant at the hospital, we didn't discuss it too much. But a couple days later, we discussed it and we came to the conclusion that regardless of what happened, regardless of who her birth father was, he was going to be her daddy, and he'd always be her daddy.
So
while we was together and in the situation that we was in, too.
So were you surprised when he denied the child?
I can't say I was surprised when he denied her because, we both knew from the possibility, but we both did agree that regardless, he would always be her father, and there was never no question in whether he, would never be there for her. It was said, if we split up, no matter what happened with us, he was going to be her daddy.
Have you lived up to that, Justin, or not?
No.
Not necessarily for the last year. I haven't. I kind of been focusing on getting my head right. A lot's been going on. Things have changed.
Still partying, still doing what Justin does for himself. Nothing for the kids.
I'm worrying about myself. Daddy 1 and Daddy 2. If my kids can call another man daddy, I might as well have him take care of them too.
Apparently,
he does everything.
Brianna, do you give Justin money to see his kids?
He's asked me to borrow money, and in order for him to be able to come and my kids, especially his oldest, be able to see him a minute, yes, I gave him $100 because he was supposed to straighten up. I will say he did give me $50 of it back, but then he called me a few days later complaining he was hungry. And what did I do? I
the
called
$150 pair of Jordans that I threw into the deal brand new out the box. Let's not forget that was.
Let's not forget where those Jordans came from. Also,
yeah, they were a gift.
They were family members, and you took them.
They were gifted to me.
What's your worst fear, Brianna?
My worst fear is that Justin is not her father, because when Justin was around and we worked together, I will say he was an excellent, I can't say excellent, but he was a good father when it came to diapers being changed. He done what he had to do. Even with his partying habits, he still physically hands-on was there. My biggest fear is that he's not the father, and that this other man is the father, because it was one of the biggest mistakes of my life that I've done this. I've lived with the regret for so many years, and I just want to know the truth.
I haven't asked you, Justin. You want to be Madison's father?
Oh, yeah, with everything in my heart. I love the little girl to death. She's my mad bear.
You love her so much, but can't do nothing for her.
What's going to happen, Justin, if I say that you're not the father?
I'm going to be upset, Maury, but I'm not going to be surprised.
I don't think it'll change anything. He ain't going to be there, even if he is, even if he's not. He's not there for his oldest.
Okay, we'll have the result. In the case of 2-year-old Madison, Justin, you are the father.
Oh, man. I'm so happy.
I swear I didn't believe it.
Oh, I did not see this coming.
Oh, my God.
Oh, sorry for the mess here. Maury, I appreciate it.
Well, I'm kind of shocked at the reaction. I mean, I knew you would be happy, but I didn't know you'd go overboard, both of you.
Maury, I really did not believe she was his. I didn't see it in her. I don't see it in her.
I didn't believe it. Since day one, I did not believe it.
Justin, you think this gives you a new impetus to get involved with the kids?
Yeah, it gives me a lot more reason to get behind it, Maury.
I'm so happy. Brianna, you can't get over this.
No, I've always felt in my heart that she wasn't his. I was scared since Maury. And now when she was a baby, I swore she looked like one of his family members. And a lot of my family even said it. His family even said it. But I swear I never in my life really believed with all my heart that she was his. I wanted it so much that I just held on to it. Oh, I'm so grateful. Thank you. Oh.
Well, this is a happy day for you, and I'm glad to be part of it. Isn't that great? Okay, Justin, get on it, will you? Get back in the lives of these kids. You are not the father.